Hello, Beat Baseball World. Welcome back to Beepball Blue Show, where I once again am happy to say that I've got the most powerful man in Beepball history back here with me, Seth Bam Clark. Seth Dog Man, last show created all kinds of havoc, and you weren't even here for me to blame it on.
I have no idea what the havoc was. I was traveling, so I didn't have a chance to really, listen to the Beepball Blues show yet. It's on my agenda for the
like all the other
for
shows you missed.
tomorrow. It's on my agenda once I get a little free moment and stuff like that. So.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna. Honestly, it's not really direct. The content of the show, I guess, started it all rolling. But in the end, it wasn't. I don't believe caused by the show. and overall, I really stayed out of it. But it was pretty wild. Took me a little off guard to see some of the fallout that came from last week's show. Nevertheless, I thought it was a really fun show. But I'm happy we are back this weekend. Even though the Beepball World Series been played, we've already had an extra tournament, the Beast of the East. I think both parts of that came since the World Series. But this coming weekend, October 9th, there's a few things going on. Worth mentioning is that the Indy Thunder and the Indy Edge are going to be playing each other this weekend in their fourth annual Give It Back game, I believe is what they call it. They're playing the game, and I believe like the Hitters and Heroes tournament last year was tied into the Give It Back game, but I want to follow up more on this next week. So I'm not sure like how they're raising funds and stuff, but I know that they're helping out a homeless shelter and a domestic violence shelter. So that's obviously all thumbs up to all that. So we'll follow up more on that next week. But this week, what we're highlighting is the big Texas Shootout that's going to have all 7 Texas teams participating this weekend in Tyler, Texas. We'll dive into all the teams that are going to be there.
But this tournament include the new team in Houston?
No, actually, it's all the 7 current teams leading up to the 2021 World Series. I don't think no new versions of anything, I don't believe, are starting. We'll get into more on that when we talk about all the teams that I'm sure we're all going to have thoughts, but the other thing this tournament recognizes is breast cancer and blind awareness, and they do really cool things. We're going to talk about that. And from the Tyler Tigers, we have here with us both of the Reeds, Larry and Rosie, plus one of their players, Ron Jordan. Thank you, all of you, for joining us and helping us highlight your tournament this week. How is everybody?
We're doing great.
Larry is a return guest. Rosie, absolutely. Have you been on here before?
Not yet.
No, sir. This is my first time.
Yeah.
I could not remember. Welcome. A less controversial show for you today, Mr. Larry.
Yeah.
Larry,
this should go smooth.
Because the others are here for the first time, we're gonna get more on their background to start things out. But you have been here before, Larry. We've got your background on the show, but welcome back to the show. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. Getting ready for this Texas Shootout.
Well, we're gonna talk about the whole tournament later, but with 7 teams, when's the tournament start? On Friday? Or is
it starts Saturday at 9 o'clock.
Okay. 9 Central Time, correct?
October the 9th. Yeah.
But no, of course it's not. He said it at 9 Central Time, man. We're gonna tell you Pacific Time, man. Come
Well,
on.
I'm saying it for everybody.
It starts at 9. It starts at 9 Pacific. No, it's 9 Central, man. Come on now, nonsense. I'm sorry.
So,
I'm sorry.
are there games played on Saturday and Sunday, or is it all Saturday? How's the tournament
Yeah. What's
laid
the
out?
format of the tournament?
Yeah.
It's a 1 day awareness day. A lot of people call it a tournament, but the object is to make people aware of breast cancer and blindness, and to support people that's going through these problems in this in these trying times.
Yeah.
And
All
then
right.
with the games, each team will get to play 2 games on Saturday. And this is just our way of closing out, the 2021 Beepball season.
Right.
And it's just bringing awareness to the surrounding community about beep baseball. A lot of people think that we're supposed to be sitting at home twiddling our thumbs, looking crazy, but we're out there and we're empowered, and
we want to be out.
living our life.
We want to be out in public looking crazy now.
Right.
We're bringing our
home.
crazy to the outside.
But we're showing them, that we are, empowered blind Americans, and we play sports just like the everyday American does.
No, absolutely. And format wise, that actually makes more sense here. A month after most teams have probably, stopped training as hard and practicing, playing like 5-6 games in a 2-day tournament really wouldn't be that good for the body. So, bringing everybody in, like 7 teams all getting 2 games apiece, that makes a lot of sense at this point in the year, and it's a good cause. So we're going to dive into the whole tournament a little bit later in the show. But while we're talking to you, Rosie, why don't you just told me a little bit ago that you've now been in the game for 20 years. Why don't you give our audience a background of how you found the game and your background? Let's get to know Rosie Reed.
Okay. I moved to Tyler in 2000 from Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a former mental health therapist. I had graduated from the University of Southern Colorado with a bachelor's in social work and a minor in psychology. And I was a therapist.
USC in the house.
Yeah, right. Man, that's ambitious though. Good for you.
And I was a therapist for a little over 6 years. And I come from a military family. And my brothers, I had 3 brothers, they played sports. I had a sister who was a cheerleader. And during school, I was always the last one picked to be on a team. And so when I moved to Tyler and I went to work at Horizon Industries, East Texas Lighthouse for the Blind, that's where I met Larry. And he introduced me to beep baseball. And I watched the video that he had, which was of the West Coast Dogs, by the way.
Oh, dogs.
And so I was really impressed, and I thought this was something that, I would really like to do. And so, I started going to practices. My first World Series was the 2001 in Cleveland, Ohio. And since then, I just, grew to love the sport even more and more. And I always had playing time on the team. That was never an issue. And then the Women of Our League, that was started. And I felt that would give, us women more opportunity to showcase our skills, because it is a male dominant sport.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get recognition when you're competing against the men, because of course, it's that manpower thing going. But it gives us an opportunity to, showcase and show that, we are capable and we are just as athletic as men are. And And I like, you know, the fact that on defense, when you can crush a man's dreams and
You're like
know,
a
get a
crush
man out
man's
and he,
dreams. Larry, she
well,
been crushing your dreams, man. Come on
no, like in we were in Rochester, Minnesota, and we were playing Indy Thunder, and this was before they regrouped and everything.
now. Back when
And
they were bad. Now you can say
but I got one
it.
of the guys out, and they went to, you know, he lost all composure, and it was like, how did she get me out? And you know, it hurt him. I could tell that it hurt him, and it hurt him, but it stroked my ego.
Right. Yeah,
You,
no,
you,
sure.
you know, I'm sorry to say though that that's still going on now, and every time I hear it, like listening to a stream, I just shake my head. There's still way too much of just not treating our game like a co-ed sport from our males who are playing the game. I mean, there were comments recently. Between two of the Texas teams that will be playing this weekend. And one was whooping the other one pretty good. And the pitcher for the winning team's like, you put the girls in now. And it's like, that's just not appropriate from anybody. It doesn't matter who said
Right.
it, which, because it goes on more than one team. And
Right.
it's just not appropriate. It's not welcome. And come on, let's all grow up. Let's all be a little more supportive of it. On a positive note, Rosie, I know the Bombshells, which you play with, being in Texas, lost the Wool game this year, but I really thought that the game was really like fun and competitive. Like both sides had pitchers making contact. Both sides had players making plays. Did I get the right feeling here at home? Was that a fun game to play in this year?
Yes, it was fun. And, you win some, you lose some. But like I told the Bombshells, we played as a team, and we had faith in each other. And, it wasn't, we support each other. And if we won every competition against the Dynamic Divas, it's going to get boring.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, it's going to hurt their self-esteem. And so, everybody's entitled to win a game. And then, they won this year. That shows that we have to go back and regroup and work harder so that we can win again. But you win some, you lose some, as long as you're having fun playing the game and you play as a team.
One the Divas had won in a while?
First time
Yes.
ever. Yeah. I mean, it's only been, I think this was the fourth game. Is that correct, Rosie?
I think it might have been the fifth.
Yeah.
Fourth,
I mean,
because
it
we didn't
throws
have
me.
20.
Yeah, that's what throws me off. I know it
right.
started in 16, but you didn't play a game in 2020.
Right.
So I think overall it was the fourth game. Last week, the Gateway Archers were featured on the show, and their pitcher, Ashley, was with us, and she pitched for the Divas. And both she and Mari from the Archers pitched, but Mari had hurt her hand before the tournament and wasn't pitching, but or at least not as much as she, the team had planned. Either way, they went into the year wanting to help the Divas get a victory, which it was exciting for me to hear, because I know, again, like with the Bombshells, I expect you guys to have Molly Fleming for a while, so you guys have a good solid pitcher that you could depend on to show up and give you guys a chance to win. And I don't think the Divas have had consistency at that spot, and now I expect they're going to. So I'm excited for the competition of that game going forward.
Yes, and Ashley, I have to give her credit. The girl is good.
Yeah.
She hasn't been in the league that long, but she's good.
I mean, she helped their team get in the top 10. So
yes.
So before we dive into the Tyler Tigers 2021 season, Ron Jordan, why don't you come forth and tell us how you found the game?
Okay. Well, I found the game. Well, really, actually, I didn't really. How can I put this? I'm trying to get it the best way I can put it. First of all, I'm gonna start it off like this. I'm from Athens. This is about like what is it? 40 minutes away from Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You
So
said Athens. I thought you meant Georgia, man. I'm sorry.
oh yeah, let me say that better. But yeah, Athens, Texas.
I don't even think I knew there was Athens,
Yeah,
Texas.
right. I'm like,
Yeah.
look, I didn't know you were from Georgia, man.
I was like, Athens, Georgia's like 45 minutes away from Tyler. Tyler's way east. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ron.
No. You're good. I forgot. I'd be forgetting about that myself, honestly. But it started from me just trying to support my family, and so I was trying to find a job, and like Rosie, I ran across Horizon down in Tyler, and so I did what I had to do to get in there, and I started working, and so on our breaks and on our breaks we would get I would go outside, and here comes Larry. He would go outside. So we over here like he would also do it after lunch too when he gets through with eating. But I'm on my break, just sitting outside, quiet. I don't talk too much, but watching everything go on and probably talking to my wife on the phone. But then I noticed Larry, all the muscles and stuff. He gets out there, he starts working out and doing all of that stuff. So like seriously, I think it took me about maybe 2 or maybe about like 2 years or 3 years for me to even work the nerve to even say, because I work out too, but there's a difference between my workout and his workout. Like this dude can do like 300. No, I take it back. You can probably do like 4, no, like 5. Larry, what was the most you did in 15 minutes?
435. 435.
435. Yeah. And I'm over here, I'm looking, I'm like,
that's
wow.
almost as much as my max out, You said 43,
Yeah, I know,
43.5, right? Is that what you said?
43 and a half push-ups.
Yeah.
We all talking push-ups, right?
Yeah, well, see, that's more of me. But well, it was. But yeah, like I started off doing this only 15 push-ups. He's over doing all of that. I'm like, no, it ain't no way. I'm not finna do none of that. So he told me stay in my lane, and I always remember that. So I just came out there and I did my 15, and I was flexing. I was ready to go. I did my 15, I was good, but he kept on going, and I'm just sitting over there like, wow. But I stuck with it, and I started, getting up there. But it was just one day we was doing it, and then he was like, he did somehow. Oh, it was the breast cancer actually. He was telling me about the breast cancer, and I was like, what is? He's telling me. Then he started talking about Beepball, and I'm like, what is that? He's like, oh, it's this softball, but blind baseball. I'm like, man, when I was in school, I didn't care nothing but about wrestling or football. I could care less about. But hello.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
You came back.
Oh, okay. So he told me about it, and then he told me like, it's for blind people, and I'm like, okay. So he explained it to me, and I'm like, it sounds interesting. It sounds cool, but I'm also a man of my word too, because like I said, I lived in Athens, so I came way to Tyler just to watch a game, me and my wife, and I actually watched it, and man, I'm talking about like, and it so happened to be, Larry actually, he hit a ball and he ran to the base. And he ran to the base like he ran straight to the base, head down, and tackled it. And I'm like, wait a minute, he didn't say you can play football in it.
Yeah.
So
That's funny because
I've
always described our bases to people that have never seen the game as like big tackling dummies sitting out there that we just try to run through.
Yep,
So,
exactly.
And as I tell my football kids, heads up when you tackle. head up, but go ahead.
Yeah. So when that happened, and I have real bad anxiety. I just like being to myself. I mean, I don't know, but I did something that I usually wouldn't do. So I was on the stands. I actually walked down there to the field, and to me, just walking down there to the field just seems normal, but to me, it's like I'm walking down there, everybody's staring at me. And that, that doesn't help me. And so I'm like, but I had to be a man of my word. So I walked down and I told him that, hey, I'm here. And he was like, whoa, man, you actually showed up. He's like, a lot of people tell me they're going to show up, but they don't, and see, and at that time, though, I will say this. I looked at that stand. I looked in the stands, and it really wasn't a lot of people there. But so I was like, okay, so make a long story short, he eventually got me to go to a practice. And the first thing I told him when I got out there, it was because we were getting ready to do some batting. I said, all right, man, just give me just hand me a stick. He said, a what? I said, a stick. He was like, a stick? You mean a bat? Yeah, one of those. I'll use one of those. And so everybody started laughing. It was like, wow. But then when I got out there and I swung, and it was a natural swing, and I didn't know nothing about it, but y'all call it a golf swing. But I just, just grabbed it and swung. And I was like, wow, he already has the golf swing. And I was like, wow, hey, of course, I missed the first few. So I was like, man, once you make contact, you're going to fall in love with the sport. And they did not let me leave until I actually hit it. And once I hit it, I just fell in love with it because, of course, believe it or not, the ball flew. It went far, too.
Are you,
but,
I might as well bring it up now. We were talking about you flexing and stuff. Are you a big dude? Because you, back in 2019, hit one of our rare beat baseball home runs.
I wouldn't consider myself being a big dude. But I would say people do say, they give me a little compliments here and there, but I don't know.
Are you over 6 feet tall?
Yeah, I'm about 6'1", and weigh about probably 209.
Yeah, solid build. Play tailback for me. Free safety. But talk about your hitting a little bit in the game and how it developed, and talk about your home runs. Because not a lot of people, except Bam Bam here, knows what you're talking about when you're talking home runs. But I've never done it. Talk about hitting that home run.
See, okay, and I will definitely do that. See, I know Bam Bam and Daryl.
Daryl Miner.
Oh yeah. See, when I talk to them and I tell them both that I really do, honestly, I look up to these guys because, see, when I came in, like I said, I didn't really know anything about it. I just knew just swinging balls. But then everybody's talking about how amazing it is, how rare it is for people to hit home runs, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. I never tried to hit one or never worried about hitting one. But I knew, though, at the time, it was like, okay, that's a goal. It's something that, that we can do. But, honestly, but whenever we played Houston, and I actually seen these guys hit, and when I first started, I don't know. I don't think I was nowhere around in there, but I seen the guys hit, and, they're, the structure, they're tall and, slim. And I'm like, watching them balls go up in the air, I'm like, whoa. I'm like, because, see, what gets me, these balls weigh about, how much do these balls weigh? About
a pound.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're going up so high. And I'm just like, wow, that would never be me. I'm just like, all I can do is sit there and be amazed. I'm like, because see, I remember when we played you guys and y'all be hitting them. I'd be out there at 4, in the backfield. Man, these balls just I'm like, how are we supposed to get this? Oh no, you know what I mean? And so I really, and honestly, till you talk about now, only thing I remember is just these guys hitting, and I'm like, wow, that's amazing. So going back to me hitting home runs and me hitting, I never really even paid attention to what that honestly feels like. Because I can tell you when I do hit them, it feels like normal. It feels like the swing just came right. It's like, I don't know how to explain it to you now. You get that, I run how I hit. If I know it's a good hit, I'm going to run. But that's how I felt like that time when I swung, it was like, so I'm like, okay, I'm finna run. That's how good it felt. Everything was just right, and it just started selling. So I'm like, okay, cool. But when I first hit the home run, those are the two guys that went in that I thought about, because see, the type of person that I am, I like to surround myself with positive people and people that are doing good. And to me, that was awesome, you know, for both of those guys. And I'm like, wow, I made one. So now I get to sit up here with the guys, you know, that I really truthfully like idolize, you know, because that to me, that's a, you know, I'm out there. I'm like, and I'm like, wow, these balls are going up. So I do now, but I just only imagine what it's like whenever I'm hitting balls over people's heads. And I wonder if people feel the way that I feel, because truthfully, to be honest with you, it could have discouraged me, and I could have just said, no, I won't play this no more. But that ain't how I am. I was more like, wow, I want to do something like that. So, I mean, really,
I've stood out there against you, and man, it's the same thing, man. You're dropping bombs, and it's like, man, I don't want to get in the way of that ball. He's dropping bombs. So it's intimidating, man. How old are you, Ron?
35.
Okay, all right.
I actually expected that to be older, but it just says you talk about it like already being married when you found the game and stuff. I was like, wow, this guy might be a little older, but not 35 sound right.
That's right. And you know, like you said, it's like you can't go up trying to hit a home run. You just need to swing. And if it's a home run, it's a home run. You know what I mean? You just need to swing your normal way, and whatever happens at that point in time. People go up there trying to put all the oomph in it, and you hear them grunting, and you know, it's like, man, come on now, just swing. and if it will happen, it will happen.
Back
and see.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, and see what you just said is so true, but. And I tell people that, you know, but it goes to one and not the other. I guess because the adrenaline starts pumping, then everybody just wants to just give it up. They just want to kill the rock, you know. And I'm like, man, all you got to do is just relax. And hey, don't get me wrong now. I'm known for jumping the gun too, because, you know, but see, it's easier said than done. We can say that.
Everybody,
and I'm working on
everybody, no matter who you are, how good you are, everybody swings early. You know, I mean, it's not. Nobody has that art form down perfect.
Oh, but once you get it, oh my goodness! I mean, hey, I can say I'm the man now.
Yeah, right. You could take your seat at the power hitters table, man. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, and the thing is, I never thought I would, but also in that same token, I did want to, but I didn't want to. You know, get mad at whoever's hitting harder than me. I just stayed in my, like I say, like how Larry Reed told me, I just stayed in my lane. And always, if I see someone doing has a great hit, if I can, you know, I will go out my way to try to, you know, congratulations. I believe in giving everybody their props because, like I said, we're not getting paid for this. And it's all blind people. You know, we're all coming together playing a sport. So everybody, truthfully, my opinion should be on, everybody is on one team, but I understand the competitiveness in this. That's still cool. But me personally, if I can help you, man, I would, you know, I would try to do whatever I can. Like anything about me, if you want to ask about swinging or whatever, I wouldn't mind telling it to you. It's just up to you to want to try to do it and to stick with it. And really, like I say, stay in your lane and you'll get there.
Back when Seth was the first ever to hit a beep baseball home run, one, the line was at 180 before they moved it to 170, but two, the players that achieved the mark didn't really get anything but a mention. Now you guys get a little bit more than that, and even though you weren't awarded your special award, whatever, until here in 2021. What do you get for hitting a home run these days?
$10,000, of course. $10,000.
Yeah, right. I'm going to Disneyland.
Cadillac.
Hey, well, if that's the case, I'm still waiting on
mine. I'm sorry. What do you actually get though? What is it?
It's like a gold bat or something, right?
No, it's a Louisville Slugger bat. Yeah, it's a Louisville Slugger bat. I don't know if they're still doing it or if they're gonna continue doing it, but I know that's what I received at first. I guess I thought it was just maybe a ball or something.
So is like your name on the bat or anything like that, or is it just?
Yeah, it has
that's
your name
cool.
on it.
That's cool.
And I guess the home run and stuff like that.
I actually, from my work with the, not because I hit a home run, but because of my work with the tournament committee, I and Jan Traphagen did the site visit for the MBBA for Eau Claire, and Ben Morgan, who kind of headed that whole thing up, got everybody on the tournament committee at Louisville bat with their names on it. So I actually have one of those bats, but I didn't necessarily earn it the way you did. Hey, Larry, man, before we dive more into the tournament, let's talk to you about your Tyler Tigers 2021 season. I'm just going to assume you're a little bit disappointed because I know you guys finished higher back in 2019. Real quick, I like last week pointed out to Demetrius Moro that I noticed that the teams that weren't involved last year, like the Heat and the Tigers, Minnesota, the teams that took 2020 off for COVID kind of took a step backwards at this year's tournament, and teams like the Chaos and the Archers, who were a little newer to the situation, haven't played last year. I thought maybe gave them a little bit of an edge. And when I said that, just to be clear, I wasn't being judgmental about teams taking 2020 off. I would not have played a single moment of beat baseball in 2020. So I'm not saying it with judgment, but that did you guys not having a 2020 season hurt your momentum, do you think, Larry?
Well, yeah, it hurt our momentum because of we didn't have the amount of practice that we normally would put in, and because of access to the fields. With COVID, everybody was panicking. So a lot of, like the Chaos and all them, they had tournaments and stuff like that. So we 2020, it hurt us mentally, and because it was a lot of people just still afraid, and and they seen all of the death around them, and
yeah.
So I mean, everybody was just really, kind of skittish about doing things, and which that would be understandable.
Coming into this 2021 season, were you guys missing? Was the team missing participants that you expected to be there still because of COVID, or did you have your? Oh, okay.
Yes, we didn't have.
There was a couple of them.
We didn't have a couple of players that was in there doing the 19 and all the 19 season.
Yeah.
That's so we just had to start all over and take a step back and regroup, and we have to move forward now because that's behind us. So we got to put our head down and get
back on track, get that
Get
continuity back.
Start grinding again.
Right. Starting this weekend, right?
Yeah, we start this weekend at the Texas Shootout. Ain't nothing like having a Texas Shootout and doing something positive in the neighborhood to bring the awareness out about several things, several problems, breast cancer, blind awareness, just doing things positive at the end of the World Series and letting everybody know that you can always be enemies on the field, but at the end of the day, we pay to play. We should still walk off that field as friends. You don't have to like us, but you don't have to love us, but we can still get along like folks.
Yeah, no, and like the two indie teams are doing that. They're very competitive with each other, but the fact that they're coming together and having an awareness type recognition thing, just like you guys are doing. Before we talk about the 7 teams in the tournament, I would like you to tell. I know when you're on the show before you told it, but I'd like to have you and or Rosie share because of the breast cancer and the blind awareness element to this tournament, you do a thing with setting off balloons before the tournament. Could you tell us that story again?
All right. We do the balloons as a memorial. We have a program prior to the games taking place. Mm-hmm. And the memorial is to honor and remember people who have gone on from breast cancer, as well as those that we know that are blind that have passed away. And so this year we're going to recognize from 2019 to 2021. And there's so many names that we don't call out names, but we have a moment where we just want to honor those and remember them.
So is it one balloon for each individual that you?
No, we do 25 white balloons and 25 pink balloons, and the white balloons represent blind awareness, and the pink balloons represent breast cancer.
Okay, all right. I like that. That's more balloons. And I don't want like 50 people to die, so we could have all those balloons. So I like that better. But that, even I'm totally blind, and I would still enjoy like being there for that, like that. I don't know. I had eyesight for a while, and I could still like remember what that would look like. And I don't know. When Larry told it. Go ahead.
All right, we do it out on the football field on the 50, center field 50-yard line. And, we have music playing. It's really nice. And, it's appropriate for this time of year because this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and it's Blind Awareness Month as well. There's so many things that are recognized this month. And so we put the two together because we all have struggles in life. We all have illnesses, ailments, you name it, we have it. And so we felt, it'd be best to put two awarenesses into one because we all, we have to stick together. And, cancer is cancer, but now we have COVID. And so we just, we feel that it's time, we take a step as blind Americans to recognize breast cancer. And it's just not our team, but the teams that come from across the state to recognize this with us. We all stand together and, we help each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So.
Neil, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was gone for a while, so I'm back.
That's probably why you didn't stop your computer from talking.
Yeah, I was trying to make sure everything was all logged back on or whatever. It's off now. But go ahead.
And one of the other things is that hopefully with the blind supporting breast cancer and breast cancer supporting the blind, it will get everybody attention to go get checked out, men's or women's, because not only women's having breast cancer, men's having breast cancer too. And so it's just bringing awareness to go get yourself checked out, and don't feel afraid to go get checked out because you never know what could happen, what's going on inside your body. So that's one of the things that we tried.
The sooner,
the better.
The sooner they find stuff, the higher your chances are. So hiding from it doesn't help. I'm very thankful. My mom hasn't been with us for over 6 years now, and I'm thankful that she went by natural causes. It wasn't cancer or anything that took her, but like she lived to be almost 90 years old and never had a mammogram till she was like 80 or something. And just and I'm not making any kind of judgment because I'm not I don't think you know, it's something I should try to make it sound like it's something easy and simple for a man or a woman to do, but just the unnecessary risk, I guess, you know what I mean, of not just doing a regular checkup for the safety of knowing. So it's really cool what you guys are doing. Props to you guys for that. Let's
And
talk.
then real
Go ahead.
quick,
Yep.
Neil, I wanted to also let you know the other thing that we do as a team. You know, at the World Series, we always recognize MVP, defense, offense, you know, things of that nature, rookie of the year.
Mhm.
What we do with the Texas Shootout is that we recognize like a shootout queen, a king, a junior shootout. Back in 2019, we recognized, you know, a cool kid, and it doesn't always have to be about popularity, the big shot at, you know, the big hitter. We as a team, we watch and we listen to see what's going on around us in our community, within other teams, and we find somebody, wow, this person really, you know, doesn't get recognized for all of the hard work that they put in. And, you know, as blind people, we all have a story that we need to share with others, because we all have a story to tell.
Yeah.
Who knows, the next Helen Keller could be sitting in Dallas, Texas.
Right.
Or the next Stevie Wonder could be in St. Louis, Missouri. And so we all, you know, we all have a story to tell, and it's not about who you know, what you know, or I'm on the top 100 defense list for the MBBA. There's people out there that don't get recognition at the World Series. Then we try to find them and give them, you know, their roses while they're alive.
Not
Let them
that
know that somebody is paying attention.
not that I could really cry that, but I know I'm not gonna be there, but I want to nominate myself for the Cool Kid Award. I don't know, it just sounds like a cool
okay. We still gonna have WB Party there waiting on you.
And your little Burger King crown.
Oh,
yeah,
that just make me hungry.
We also as the Tyler Tigers, and we asked everybody else if they would, you know, like to participate of donating to the Susan B. Coleman, you know, to help fight, you know, come up with a cure for breast cancer or blindness. You know, every day is, you know, we got to just keep on doing something positive, because it's too much negativity out there, and somebody have to step up to the plate and say, look, let's do something positive.
Be better to be part of the solution than to be further along the problem, no matter what the situation is. Let's throw out all the teams that are going to be involved. Are you with us, Seth?
I am back. Yep.
And this is kind of where we were laughing, talk about what teams would be there. So all the 7 teams in Texas that are going to be there this weekend. See if I get the names right: the Austin Blackhawks, the Aztec Warriors, the Bayou City Heat, the Bryan College Station something, dang it, I can't remember. There you go, the Outlaws. How do I forget that, especially in Texas? The Lone Star Roadrunners, the San Antonio Jets, and the host Tyler Tigers. Though there's rumors all over the place of what teams are doing and not doing, and that includes Texas teams. One thing that's not a rumor, at least at one point it was put out there, that the Aztec Warriors and the Heat are going to join forces. What that meant, like if they were going to come up with a new name, go under one of the already existing names, I don't know, but apparently that's not happening this weekend, or whatever changes. This new Texas team we hear might be coming. Apparently isn't going to be part of any of that. But yeah, apparently the teams, the 2 teams that have joined, Seth, aren't playing together yet.
Yeah.
No.
The Yeah, you know.
You have nothing further to add? All right. No more beans. Still no beans. All right. Fair enough. As forthcoming is my man Demo. I have to get Demo back on the show.
Well, you know, I mean, there does appear to be a split amongst the Bayou City Heat. So there should be some teams popping up, another team popping up pretty quickly here. But I just don't know when they're going to be, when they're going to be up and ready to go. But changes have occurred on the Bayou City.
Hey, we haven't heard from you for a minute, Ron. So what do you think about this tournament coming? What two teams do you get to play? Do you know that ahead of time?
Really? Who do we play actually?
Our first game will be against the Bryan College Station Outlaws, and our second game is going to be against the Aztec Warriors.
Okay. All right. Wonder if that will be like I guess one of the official one of the final Aztec Warrior games, maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
Who knows, man? You just never know. Beepball is a weird sport, man. You know.
I'll tell you what, we pay to play, but we sure shift around.
I mean, we've talked about it when Seth and I had Zach Arambula and David Smith on the show a while back. You know, this will be their first time playing without Kevin Simpson, so it will be interesting to see how things go with their new pitcher. I know they're high on him, they're confident on him. So it's going to be a new era for the Jets. It'll be
he'll be that starts this weekend.
Yeah.
You know, I still imagine Kevin pitching, but
no, they're starting. I believe Jeremy is his name, going by memory. So
that'll be interesting. That will be interesting. The Texas teams are in flux.
You cut out a little bit on us, Rosie. What was that?
I said, well, we hope to have some live streams going Saturday so that the Beepball Nation and everybody else can see what's going on here in Tyler.
Yeah. Are there any products you guys want? I don't know if this is tied into a fundraiser at all. Do you guys sell shirts or anything like that we could promote?
Well, we're not selling shirts this year.
Okay.
The reason being is we were just hoping and praying that COVID wouldn't come through and shut us down again this year. And so
had to get out ahead of the Delta variant.
Right.
Yeah. So, but next year, hopefully everything will be cleared up more than what it is, it is now, and we can get back on track to making it bigger and better each year, because it is growing by leaps and bounds, because a lot of people just getting burnt out on negativity. They just want something positive going in their lives to look forward to, because at the end of the day, we still have kids looking up to us, even though we blind, kids look up to us still. Ain't nothing wrong with us. We just can't see, but they need somebody positive in their life and show them the way to go.
You really lift 435 pounds?
No, 435 push-ups.
Oh, you do, but still though, 435 straight?
I do them in sections. The first start night, I get straight 80.
That's
straight
cool.
80.
I mean, whether they're added up, it doesn't matter. It's a lot. Like I as part of my workout, I do 3 sets of 15, and that's plenty for me. I don't need any more.
Well, I have to get that 435. I set a goal. I have to get that 435 in 15 minutes.
And you did it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's what I say. Look, that's what I was telling you. I was like, man, I ain't finna get out here. I was gonna do my 15 and be good, but now, hey, I gotta. This ain't the right lane. I think I'm in the fast lane.
Right. Hey, you get out there,
Pull over to the side.
be embarrassed, right? Have to stop after you're 20.
Oh yeah.
And he's still doing 400 more.
Yeah. Hey, look. I'm getting up 15, sweating. No, I did something. He keep on going. I'm sitting down. I'm sitting down watching. I'm sweating for him, I guess.
Well, I really.
But, I mean,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I would like to say this too, though. I know I love listening to, but I would like to say this honestly about the breast cancer. Like I said earlier, when I did look into the stands, it wasn't a lot of people there, and so whenever I started playing, I always made that a goal. Whenever I get out there, or whenever the game started going, you know, people started showing up, I always look towards the parking lot, and I always see how many cars are in the parking lot, basically. And now I promise you, I tell you guys, like, to me, I know we're doing this. I mean, of course, it's for a good cause, but I know we're doing something. We're making some type of noise, because now the parking lots are pretty much filled up now. That's like the best way I can tell you how it's actually growing. Because I'm just going by stuff, because I'm in the middle of trying to get in my zone. So I just look out there and be like, hey, there's how many people out here today. You know what I mean? Now, like, when I look out there, I be like, wow, we actually something. That makes me feel so proud. Not only that we're doing it for a good cause, is what I love about this team is when I first came in, I can honestly say, when I did see that, it wasn't that many people there. It was only like, a few. But now, oh my goodness, it's like the parking lots, they be packed. I be hearing, like, honestly, like, when we be out there playing, I get phone calls from my family or whoever else. Everybody's like calling me, hey, y'all still out there? Y'all still, we coming. Hey man, hold up, we coming. Now that's how it is now. I mean, that's the only way I can show you guys, like, how much it done changed,
Yeah, no, it's obviously a tribute to Rosie and Larry and your Tigers team. The consistency that you guys kept at the tournament and then kept building it, that's the result of the hard work you guys put into it, keeping it going every year.
Yeah, because within the leagues, sometimes you just have to keep motivating. Sometimes you have to just keep motivating yourself to keep on pushing forward, because sometimes you get beat down, and sometimes you want to throw in the towel, and then you look around and somebody's like, this is really, only takes one word from somebody to say, you know what, this is really nice. And so that makes you want to take a couple more steps of trying to, just keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
And then, over the years, we've had Tracy Sawyer here from the hospital, Trinity Mother Francis. She's been with us every year, and she's a breast cancer survivor. And the Lions Club here, they've come on board. And this year, Lions Sammy Lindsay is going to be throwing out the first pitch. And like Larry said earlier, men go get checked. He was one of our guest speakers a couple of years ago, and he's a breast cancer survivor. And we had another gentleman, Ronald Jordan. He had breast cancer, and he told the men out there that day, go get checked. If you don't want to feel on yourself, he said, get your wife, your girlfriend, your significant other, whoever, and let them feel your chest to find out if you have a lump. Don't wait too late. If your girlfriend says it don't feel right, go get it checked out. And so if nobody gets anything else from this today, just go get checked.
I give Bam Bam a regular examination to make sure he's safe. No, in all seriousness, because Larry talked about this the last time he was on the show, and I expect a lot of men to be surprised to hear that that's a possibility for us. And I know until just a couple years ago that I didn't know. Somebody I've known since I was like 19 or 20. Just like in the last 2-3 years, reached out to me and asked me to keep her son in my thoughts because he had breast cancer, and that was the first time I mean, here I was at the time in my 40s, late 40s, and I was like, wow, I didn't even know that was a possibility. So it's really cool that you guys push that, because I'm positive I'm not the only dumb man that didn't know that. So good for you guys for pushing that on. I really don't have a lot more. Do you have more for the Seth Dog?
No, I think I mean, I've always been a big fan of Tyler. We said this to you earlier, the last time we had you on with us, Larry. So I've always been appreciative of what you guys give to the sport, right? You guys give back to the sport. You're not you're not a championship team yet, but you guys have always busted your butts. You guys have always been there. You guys have always showed great sportsmanship. I think you guys are have always been a testament to the league. I love the Tyler Tigers, and you guys putting on this tournament for everybody just shows kind of how big your hearts are, right? How where your minds are as it relates to this Beepball in its spot in the community and in just in the world at large. So I appreciate you guys. Ron, I appreciate you. You are a beast. Rosie, of course. And Larry, man, I would be impressed by that 435 if I didn't do 550 in 15 minutes on my own.
I do 1,000 myself.
That's okay. That's all right. We're just gonna keep on representing each other, and we're gonna keep on putting God first, and we're just gonna be there for each other when you call upon us, because Tyler Tiger is just a phone call away for anybody that we can help, because we just gotta, at the end of the day, we just gotta stop the madness and learn how to be appreciative of each other, and because we don't know what's around the next corner.
True
and
that.
the thing with us in Texas, we're all about Southern hospitality and showing people some love.
Here, and I echo everything that Seth so nicely said about your organization, and just like further proof of that is just how all three of you were so positive. Everything you added into what you shared with us had mixed in there was always about wanting to do something positive for other people. So props and blessings to all of you. I hope you have a fun, successful weekend. Look forward to checking out some streams this weekend, even though here on the West Coast, gotta get up early to do it, but it's all right. I will be there. So good luck. I hope everybody has a safe, fun, successful tournament. And that's it for this week. We don't know what we'll be doing next week exactly, but we'll be here doing it with you. So everybody be safe and smart until then. Thanks for checking us out. Thank you, Seth Dog. Thank you, Frank Porter. Thank you, everybody, and good night, Aunt Cindy.